Hello and welcome to Galaxy Advisors. The purpose of this video is to demonstrate how to use Condor to create a Facebook network map. So the area of interest for this video is going to be your Facebook network. Just recall Condor's basic process steps. We're going to use the tools for data harvesting. In this particular one, we're going to, again, the focus is going to be on harvesting your Facebook network. Then that's going to go into a database where you can use the file command to open that database, and then use the view command to visualize and measure your Facebook network. So everything starts with starting the Condor, and when Condor starts, you'll get this startup menu. And again, the key is the monthly key that you enter in the first of the month. The host remains localhost, user remains root, and if you created a MySQL password, you enter it here. If you did not, you just leave it blank and click OK. Recall the three processes. Again, we use the tools for data harvesting, and again, we're focusing on Facebook here. We'll then, after we collect your Facebook account, we're going to use the file to open that database. And then finally, we're going to use the view to visualize and measure the network. Now, one thing about the Facebook Condor Fetcher, no content is collected in the fetching harvesting operations. So you'll have the network, you can create some trends, but there's really no content to examine in the Facebook database. So again, Condor runs on a Mac, and this is the window, the screen display for the Mac version, the screen display for the PC version. Again, the functionality is identical. So let's begin. Let's look at click on Tools, and then scroll down and click on the Facebook Fetcher selection. You'll then have the Facebook form open. And the form really is one of the most simplest of Condor. In the upper left corner, you have the little database and help, and then in the lower right, the only really command start fetching. And then in the middle is any type of messages that tells you its process of fetching and any errors that might display. So let's kind of go through and describe the steps of fetching your Facebook network. Begins by in the database, click New. Window will open for you to create a new database. I just entered in Facebook. Again, the important thing to remember is no spaces or characters in on the database name. Then click OK. From there, at the very bottom, it's going to, all you have to do is say start fetching. You'll have a message in the window that says it's connected to a database. You'll get a message if you're not logged into Facebook. It says please log in. So sure, click OK. If your browser would start, it's going to take you to the Facebook login if you're not logged in, and enter in your Facebook login email. Enter your Facebook password and click login. Then a message will come up in your browser and say you may close this window and return to the application. At this point, you're going to see the message window start fetching. At the very blue bar, you'll see it move across as it progresses. So it depends on the size of your Facebook network. It might take a while, but you'll see the status bar, and eventually when it moves over, you'll see a message that comes up, finished fetching network, which means you can close this window and then go to the next step of opening that database and visualizing it. So we've collected the Facebook network. We're going to use the file to open that database. So again, click File, Open Database, scroll down for the database where the little green circle is, and find the name of your Facebook database. Then click OK. A window will pop up and it'll give your name, your Facebook ID. Everyone's, it's like you have another identification number. You actually are assigned a unique Facebook ID, and that identification number will show up there. Then we're going to use the two-step process for the view command. Remember, this takes two steps. The first one is to click View Communication, creates communication view. Then the second step will be View Communication, and either click on static or dynamic, and for this purpose I'm going to click the static. So we start with the first one, click View Communication, create communications views. a window will pop up, and I'll just say yes, select all data sets and click OK. In this case, there's just one. A temporary message will appear in the Condor window about creating a communication table. Then we're going to do the second step, view communication, and I'm going to click static view of communication. Two windows will open to give you about waiting options. I'll just accept the default of plain betweenness centrality, no waiting. And then it's going to say if you want to select the top nodes by betweenness. In this example, I only have 100 nodes, so there's not a lot. Depends on your Facebook network. You might have into several thousands and say, well, maybe I only want to look at the top 500. So you could select top nodes and put in a number from there. When you're done with that, the node selection, click OK. And then your Facebook network will be drawn. Generally, you're probably going to be there, one of those center dots, and your prominent people are around you will be also large nodes. From here, you can right-click on a node and say Show Labels Name, so you can individually put those on. You can use the then controls measure, view, bipartite, and control to further embellish the graph and examine it. For example, in the measure, let's take a look at actor contribution index. If you selected that, you'll get a contribution index map. And if you hover your cursor over there, you can see it'll show you the names of the people. You view and show labels, a lot of things under the view command. For example, show labels, you can click on gender and to see male or female across your Facebook network. Bipartite control. One thing to mention here that you can use Navicat to explore here. I've only had one data set, but if you had a group of you and you wanted to analyze your different Facebook networks all together, you could just use the same database, put in a different login, and actually have examine multiple data sets, meaning your Facebook network, your friends, and so on, and see the degree of overlapping or not. Just one thing to recall, that there is no content collected in the Condor Facebook Fetcher. So that is the example for Facebook. Is really quite straightforward. Collecting your network, and again, you can use it for yours. You give, with permission, of course, of your friends and so on. If they wanted to analyze multiple Facebook networks at once, you could do this as well within a single database. So hopefully you enjoy examining your Facebook network.